In this video, we're going to look at solving equations using our new Pythagorean identities. Let's jump straight in. Okay, well here's our first one. Solve in the interval 0 to 360, so in degrees, sec squared x minus 4 tan x plus 2 equals 0. So first thing I can see is that this is a quadratic equation because I've got a squared term here. Now, I'm only going to be able to solve these kind of equations easily if all of the trig terms are the same. That is, if it's all in tan or all in sine or all in cot or all in sec or whatever. So I can kind of go through these and think which of them is it going to be. I mean, I've got sec and I've got tan. So am I going to make it all in terms of sec or all in terms of tan? Well, I'm kind of stuck with this tan here. I mean, there is an identity involving tan. It's tan x equals sine x over cos x, but that doesn't get me any closer to this one here. But what can I do with sec squared x? Well, sec squared x is related to tan squared x because we've got our Pythagorean identity, which is that tan squared x plus 1 is the same as sec squared x. So that means that I can fairly easily convert this sec squared x into tan squared x, and then my equation is entirely in terms of tan x. So let's do that. So sec squared x is tan squared x plus 1. And then I'm subtracting 4 tan x. And I've still got the plus 2, and that equals 0. So neatened up, what I have is tan squared x minus 4 tan x plus 3 equals 0. And what have we got here? We've got a quadratic equation in tan x. Now, some people like doing a little substitution here to kind of make things easier. So that would be saying maybe t squared minus 4t plus 3 equals 0. And essentially, we've just renamed tan x as t. Well, look, this quadratic factorizes easily, although, of course, if you want, you can use your calculator to solve this. And this means that t is equal to 3 or t equals 1. But of course, t was just a shorthand for tan x. So either tan x equals 3 or tan x equals 1. Well, we're just going to use the calculator for this. So the inverse tan of 3, making sure I'm in degrees, right? And you'll notice we keep flipping back and forth. You're going to have to get used to that. Inverse tan of 3 is 71.6. And remember, the tan graph repeats every 180 degrees, right? It just swoops up to infinity when x is 90. And it's back to 0 at 180 and up to infinity at 270 and so on. So our tan graph is completely identical every 180 degrees. So if we've got a particular answer, right, if I found that when does tan x equal 3, well, I found that it's at 71.6 degrees. Well, the next time it equals 3 will be precisely 180 degrees later. So all I need to do is add 180 to that to get my next solution, which is 251.6. And tan x equals 1, well, inverse tan of 1, maybe you know it, is 45. And then I'll just add 180 to that and get 225. So there are my solutions: 71.6, 251.6, 45, and 225. So the trick there, try to get your equation all in terms of one trig function, and then you can just use slightly more standard techniques to solve. Next one, solve in the interval 0 to 360, 2 cot squared x plus 3 cosec x equals 0. So once again, I'm scanning through this and thinking, I've got to get these all in terms of the same trig function. Well, cosec x is 1 over sine x, but that kind of takes me further away from this. But cot squared x I can do something with, because I know that 1 plus cot squared x is identical to cosec squared x, which means that cot squared x is the same as cosec squared x minus 1. So I can just replace that cot squared x with cosec squared x minus 1. and then there's a plus 3 cosec x, and that equals 0. You'll notice that it's almost always the squared function that we can actually change because the Pythagorean identities are all about squares. Okay, let's expand and solve. So I've got 2 cosec squared x minus 2 plus 3 cosec x, and here's a quadratic. If I was to, well, let's just write it in a slightly more familiar order, which is to have the squared term first, then the non-squared term, then the number. And if we want, we can do our little substitution as well. So that's 3c squared plus 3c, 2c squared plus 3c minus 2 equals 0. Of course, you don't have to do that if you're happy to work with cosec. Solving this, well, either using your calculator or factorising. So this one does factorise. It's a 2c here, and a c here, and a plus 2 here, and a minus 1 here. It pretty much just factorise them for fun. If I was in an exam, I'd probably just key that straight into my calculator. Okay, what do we have? We have 2c minus 1 equals 0, so that's a c equals a half, or c equals negative 2. Let's continue up here. Well, what was it? It was cosec, right? Not c, so cosec x equals a half, or cosec x equals negative 2. So we'll do a little flip here, because cosec x is 1 over sine x. So if cosec x equals a half, well then sine x equals 2. Well, you should know by now sine x is never 2. Sine x oscillates between minus 1 and 1. So that's going to give us no solutions. Now, don't worry, you haven't gone wrong if you get that. It just means that this part of your equation was not generating any solutions. How about this one? Cosec x equals negative 2, so sine x is the reciprocal of that, which is minus a half. So inverse sine of minus a half in degrees mode is minus 30. It's outside of our range. We'll sort that out later. There's my principal solution. Secondary solution of sine is 180 minus that, which is 210. Now I can add and subtract 360 to my heart's content. Adding 360 to this gets me 330. And I'm not going to be able to add or subtract 360 to any more of these, or else I'll get outside the range. So my answers are 210 and 330. Those are the only two solutions to that equation. Okay, let's have a look at one more. Okay, this question, solve in the interval minus 180 to 180, sec a minus cos a all squared equals tan a minus sine squared a. Okay, there's an awful lot going on here. Unless we can see something really clever to do, I can't see any reason not to just expand the whole thing and then investigate. So expanding this, I'm going to get sec squared a minus 2 sec a cos a plus cos squared a, and all of that is equal to tan a minus sine squared a. All right, let's try to get this all onto one side and maybe neaten up as we go. So I've got my sec squared a. Now, sec a times cos a, well, sec a is 1 over cos a. So when you multiply it by cos a, you just get 1. So all of this is just 1, so that's just minus 2 times 1, minus 2. And then I've got plus cos squared a, add the sine squared a from the other side, you can see where that's going, and subtract tan a, and that equals 0. Cos squared a plus sine squared a is 1, so I'm going to be able to sort that out. But why don't I sort out a bit more in this next line? I can see that what I'm left with, once that's reduced to 1, I've just got sec squared a and minus tan a, and the minus 2 here. Well, that's fine because I can convert sec squared a using the formula tan squared a plus 1 equals sec squared a. And then it'll all be in terms of tan. So this sec squared a is tan squared a plus 1. And then I've got minus 2 plus 1 minus tan a equals 0. Well, 1 minus 2 plus 1 is 0, so what I've got is tan squared a minus tan a equals 0. Okay, nearly there. I'll just need to factorise out tan a, and I'm left with tan a minus 1 equals 0. So that means that either tan a equals 0 or tan a equals 1. Let's just solve that up here. If tan a equals 0, well, a equals 0. That's my principal solution. And then with tan, you can add and subtract 180 degrees to your heart's content. So I can subtract 180 because the range here was saying that a could be greater than or equal to minus 180, but I can't add it because it's got to be strictly less than 180. And then if tan a equals 1, I get inverse tan of 1 is 45 degrees. If I add 180 to that, I'm outside of the range, but if I subtract 180 degrees, I get minus 135. So there are my solutions. Written out in order, I get A is minus 180, minus 135, 0, or 45. And there are our solutions. Right, I hope you've enjoyed looking at solving equations using the new Pythagorean identities. In the next video, we're going to look at some exam problems that kind of combine identities and equations. See you there.